What's up, guys, and welcome to The Beginner's Guide, a game that describes what happens when you let social validation ruin your life. Let's begin. Alright, immediately we're into the action. We got a gun, we're firing our bullets, and we're jumping a whole lot. Oh, look, it seems we are playing another one of these games where we have a stupid fucking narrator to narrate every single fucking thing I'm doing. It's a good thing I have a button that shuts you up. It's called the G key. I can go into the console. If you go into the console, you hit the tilde key, and I think you enter like something Coda mode or something like that. It like shuts up the narrator and he doesn't speak at all. Fun little thing I should tell you before I continue on with the game is that I learned how to b-hop in Source video games. It's not really that hard. It's pretty easy to learn, actually. All you gotta do is have a free scrolling scroll wheel, and b-hopping is as easy as 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Now this maze is actually pretty easy. There's a lot of mazes in this game. I don't know why, but like, you know, mazes are just a thing, you know, in this game, right? They're just there to waste your time. Now we need to go into this room, and there's this beam in here. What? Who is this? The Whisper Machine. The ultimate sacrifice. Of course, I have to go. My people need me. Now, you're sort of meant to just, like, levitate into the air, but if you hold forward and then you, like, use a macro to save load, you can actually get out of this levitating state and you can hop around on top of the level. Which is good for, like, you know, if you want to practice your b-hops. You know, there's plenty of space to walk around in here. You can even, like, sort of fall off the map and you can't really, like, die or anything. So I feel like that's a pretty cool feature to show off, you know? In order to get the save load feature to work, though, you have to go into the console and bind a computer key to save and then immediately load your game. So, yeah, I forgot the code command to do it, but I think it's somewhere on the speedrun.com website. Now, normally when you're playing this level, see, I'm trying to move forwards, but you can't. You can only move backwards. Well, if you hold the forward key and then you save load, you can actually complete the whole thing going forwards. Which is pretty cool, I gotta say. It's a pretty cool glitch. It's fuck the rule, fuck the whole system, you know? What if I don't want to go backwards? I want to go forwards in my video game. Alright, now we're in this level, which is really short. You can just, like, wall strafe b-hop, and then you'll make it to the end in, like, 3 seconds. There's just these segments with, like, a bunch of black that I'm gonna cut out, because that's when the narrator is supposed to talk, but of course I used commands to turn the narrator off, so we're just gonna be playing the game with quiet, just peace and quiet finally. Now, normally when you go up these stairs, there's a trigger that's supposed to slow you down, but if you, like, wall strafe b-hop up the stairs like this, you can actually completely frame perfectly jump over the trigger and skip the slowdown. And then you can save load your way into this room, and that saves a ton of time. Oh, look at all these neat ideas for video games. You must address a rally of group of eager press reporters. Huh. So it's almost as if some of this is foreshadowing for later. Run a shop inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most money before you die. A stranger appears. You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. A normal game where you have to scream into a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. These are very interesting and unique ideas. Press U to surrender. Of course, pressing U doesn't actually really do anything. Now, this level is called Ready, Set, Fish, which, like, I don't really know why it's called that. You know, like, Coda must have been, really fucking snorting on some mad ketamine while he was coming up with these names. But yeah, this is a really short level. There's practically nothing to it. Now, once I hit enter here, all the walls are gonna disappear. And that essentially reveals that you weren't just in, okay, so apparently if you have the narrator off, apparently you'd skip that cutscene. So, I guess that saves time. Now, you aren't normally supposed to make it to the end of this, like, strip here. But if you, like, bunny hop good enough, you can, like, sort of, it's possible to make your way to the end. Let me see the end. Let me see it. Yeah, I saw it. It was for, like, a second. The fog, the thickness, the mist was too high, but you can see it there. There is an end to all this madness. Now, this level's pretty long, so I'm gonna essentially explain the whole plot of the game. Essentially, the game was made by Davey Wreden, the guy that made the Stanley Parable. Oh, did you see that sick bee-hop, by the way? And what he decided, he met someone named Coda, who I referenced earlier. This person named Coda, he made all these little different games here. I think I'm supposed to have the narrator on. Excuse me for a moment. I think I soft-locked myself. It's so weird that, like, if you have narration disabled in some parts, it just, like, soft-locks you. I don't know why that happens. So, essentially what this game is about, Davey meets Coda, and he likes Coda. He plays Coda's video games, and he thinks, wow, this is really fun. And so, I'm gonna share these games with a shit ton of people, so they can play them too, and they can enjoy it. But no, Coda does not like that. And so Coda hates Davey Wreden, and he despises him now because he shared his work without his consent, and that's bad. That's a bad thing to do. Also, it is possible if you land on top of the railing, you can fall in that hole and softlock yourself. That is a possible thing that can happen. So yeah, I just explained the game in like 2 sentences. Also, so there's this puzzle that's like reoccurring, and it's like symbolism for Coda's mental state and how he's closing the door on previous chapters in his life and he's moving on to the next chapter, you know what I mean? Now there's this chat system. There are some ways to save time with it. Not really here though. Any option you pick, at least in this first instance with the chat, it doesn't really matter, because it wastes about the same amount of time each way. Also, I like how the box just rotates between speak and listen. It's like it's like he's run by commands. So yeah, you just go down the stairs. Of course, do your best to bunny hop and wall strafe as you're going, just so you can get that little bit more speed as you're going through the level. See, that's another thing. Coda's games don't really have a purpose, but Davey here wants Coda's games maybe to have a little bit more meaning, to have that sense of accomplishment, when you like complete the level. But really all you're doing is just going from point A to point B. right? The lamppost is sort of like the finish line for the level. The title of the game literally says that the game is connected to the internet, but this is a lie. The game is not actually connected to the internet. All these notes were made by Coda because he is a lonely, introverted piece of shit like me. I'm sorry, that was mean to say. But like, these are a lot of notes, like, just like to make by just yourself. These notes remind me of like Miiverse back in the day. You remember? Do you guys remember Miiverse? That program on the Wii U and 3DS where you could post random shit and get like 2 likes. Funny story about myself during the Miiverse time. I don't know what inclined me to do this. I don't remember what was the cause of me ever posting this, but back in like the day, I posted like 3. I remember it was just this phrase. I remember just posting the phrase, "I love you." Like, there was nothing else. Yeah, I just posted that phrase, "I love you," to Miiverse, and that shit got like 15 likes. I still to this day have no idea why I posted it. But yeah. Now these typewriters are just gonna just fucking yap, talk our ear off until eventually we pass out from hypothermia because their lines are so cold and emotionless. Now welcome to Jail Simulator. This is the jail, right? We got the picture, the couches, the chairs, the table. And now we got our well out here. Now watch this. I'm gonna show you a magic trick. Go down these set of stairs, and you go down this corridor, and you just keep going, and then eventually you're gonna end up here. Now where is here exactly? Well, you are in the well. That is where we are. We have somehow ended up in the well. How did we get here? I don't fucking know. Dark magic. Coda, you fucking programming wizard. How have you done this? Now this part here is the jail builder simulator, where we can, of course, make our own jail. But we can't really actually make our own jail. It's just like the illusion of choice. You see, no matter what option you pick, you're always just gonna end up with the lamp, the couches, the table, and of course, tables were invented in 1935. But then this space clears out, and then it's just this whole furniture maze. And then, you know, the real purpose of the level is just to practice your b-hops. Simple stuff. Hello, my name is Concealed, and welcome to the How to Escape Jail tutorial. First you click on the table, then you do the picture, then you do the light twice, then you do the couch and the shelves, and then you're good to go. Simple, plain, easy as that. Alright, are you ready? Time to recreate the tutorial. Here we go. Time to escape prison once and for all. There is no table. There's no fucking table, and there's no picture as well. That's great. I'm finally free! I can go to the well! But it turns out you can't, because the inside of the jail is actually the outside of the jail, and the outside is the inside of the jail. And this is the version of the jail where the jail is actually in the well. And then this is the part where instead of you're in the jail, and then it's the puzzle outside instead of the well. And this is the part where reality has flipped upside down. And this is the part where you can get out of bounds by hopping onto the shelves and then leaping over the wall. Of course, this is the Great Descent. The Great and Lovely Descent, I think that level is called. Now, I bet you're probably wondering, where does it all lead to? Where does this all end? This is the part. This is the part where it all comes to an end, because you go into the telephone booth, and you're actually talking to yourself. Hey, it's me. I'm you after you escape the prison. Now there is an actual optimal pathing for this dialogue text chat here. So the route is it's any for the first one, then 1, and then you actually end up forgetting what being in the prison is like, because you know it's been okay, I didn't mean to pick that one. You're supposed to say years, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, we don't lose that much time. But then he's gonna say, wait, if you're me, then did you get a call? And then I was like, yes. Which of course I'm lying. Of course I didn't actually get a call. All they told me was to be sincere. Because that's how you escape from prison. Now if someone actually told me to be sincere, to get out of jail, I'd tell them to suck 10 big burly dicks. Now it's finally time to return home to the loving wife, shall I say? Oh, honey, I'm home. But it turns out you're not actually at your home. This is a housekeeping simulator. And lousy homes make home loners. Now, of course, the route is the same every single time. The route is in the order of items and the way that you clean them. Also, try not to quick save, quick load during these like chat interface conversations, because if you do that, then you will soft lock and there will be no way to complete the level. Oh, you're gonna share a cheesy personal insight? Hell yeah, I love cheesy personal insights. If you made it to this part of the video, please comment a cheesy personal insight down in the comments below. Now, this level was meant to be infinite, so of course the same tasks are gonna like loop over and over again. Now I'm just standing right here because this is I find that this spot is the most convenient place to stand in, because you have access. It's a pretty direct route to all the tasks, well, except for the cleaning the dishes, which you only really have to do twice. But yeah, you know, it's cool. All right, now we should complete all the tasks here. And now we are eventually free to leave. Alright, now we just wait at the end of the level for Davey to transition us on to the next place. There we go. Items you love at members-only prices. Oh boy, it seems we're at a TED Talk. Now, this guy here is gonna give a lesson on supposedly how to be perfect, right? You came here to be perfect, he says, as his head rotates 90 degrees with every time that he talks. Man, this lecture is so boring. Can you talk about something more interesting? Like fucking calculus or something? This is what I came to learn. Is this really the college course that I paid for? Now, of course, here we get to make him say some really funny stuff. You know, stuff like, on the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Drinking is not hurting my life. Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? Holy shit, you guys! Something is coming out of the back of the room! Now, of course, when you're done with all the dialogue, you can just, like, bunny hop around the room. Also, to any of you that played the beginner's guide, what's your favorite level? Like, what's your favorite level of Coda's? Mine is the Great and Lovely Descent. This one's pretty fun too. Now, of course, because we're speedrunning, we're gonna line up by this fifth light to get as close to this wall as possible. And despite the guy saying we have to stay there, we don't actually. We could just like hop around the room. Go on, say something to her. Oh god, what should I say? Where's the bathroom? Fuck, I fumbled it. God damn it. Stop dancing around and have a conversation with this person. Alright. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. That's not what I said at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. Okay, Terrence Fletcher. Now, of course, these bumpers are gonna spawn. If you leap into them the right way, they'll give you a lot of speed. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. Oh my god, this guy's so stingy. Bro is like, are you rushing or are you dragging? Now, using the pylon, we can gain some speed and we can just bunny hop towards the endless abyss. And eventually we'll bunny hop so far that we will not be able to see anything anymore. And eventually you can just like, it's like complete darkness. You can't see a fucking thing. But if you like keep going in that direction, like gates will keep closing on you. But honestly, I'm just really glad to get away from that director guy. That next thing you know, he's gonna want me to start counting in 4s. Now for this next game, you don't really have to close your eyes to play. Like you're not blind or anything like that. And of course, you have free will. You can just see anyway. Now for this, you're gonna want to like for this dialogue here, you're gonna want to just spam 2. If you press anything else, you will get obliterated by the door. So yes, just press 2. This level is pretty easy. Now, of course, by pressing 2, you're admitting that you've essentially like you're burnt out, right? You can't make any more games. Now, of course, what results directly after that is you making another game, because that makes sense. I hope I don't do it here. I'm gonna like spiritually knock on wood here, you know, not knock on wood, right? It's really common because like the Q key is right next to my numbers key. But if I accidentally press the Q key during like a conversation with a robot, my game will soft lock, and that will be that will mean I will have to restart the level, and hopefully I will not have to do that. So you gotta hit 2, and then 1, and then 3. And that tells the robot how to solve the puzzle. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Now here you can just sort of spam numbers until you eventually break down the walls. Of you telling yourself, hey, game development is easy. It's so easy. Creation is so easy. Creating these YouTube videos are so easy. Developing games is very easy. You know, I love this. I love this job. Now, I'm only like joking, of course, in the context that Coda is actually lying to himself in this case. He's actually very, very depressed. He's drawn himself into seclusion. At least that's how it was interpreted. Now in this next level, we're gonna confront this machine that Coda uses to make these games. We're gonna interrogate it, see why it hasn't been making games for us recently. Now just like bunny hop your way past all these interviewers. They're just like hazards that'll slow you down. Now if you do it right, you can actually save a few seconds by like juking these doors so that you can... Fuck. I didn't do it right, but you can actually make your way back into this room and save a few seconds. It's sort of like before Wernicke skip in Outlast. Now, of course, we're gonna tell the people that this machine isn't producing enough slop for us to be entertained. So, in retaliation, of course, we're gonna destroy all of Coda's work with this machine gun. Now try as you might, you're probably not gonna end up being able to destroy the entire room, but like you can paint a good like chunk of it white. At least that's sort of what I think it's doing. Or just deleting some collision. You can even see like the corners of each room if you paint the right places. Now in this third room that we teleport to, we can do something to save time here. We could shoot the floor, and then we can save load a few times just to get ourselves up to the correct speed. And then what actually happens is we fall through the door way sooner than we should be able to, and we're just gonna like be able to shoot the machine faster. Put down your weapon. Bro, say please next time. None of y'all machines got any manners. Where's my please and thank you? You know? People have stopped doing that recently. If you stop firing the gun, you can sort of see like little peppered bullet holes in like in the machine, which like I don't know how they're so equally distributed. You know, they're all like in columns and rows, and they're all like an inch apart. I must have like perfect robotic aim or something. All right, now we're at the home stretch. This level is called the Tower, and this level was actually meant to be impossible, but we're gonna use our hacker game developer from Blizzard skills to bypass all of the cheat engines. Now, of course, if you try to go down here, you're gonna get stopped by the loud, uncomfortable red walls. That is because there's actually an invisible maze down there that you're supposed to solve. However, we're gonna just like press enter, and if you press enter enough times, eventually what should happen is that a bridge should appear, and you get to go over the maze. You know, it'll just like, it'll happen eventually. We can actually notice like a shift of tone in Coda's levels. These are like dark and gritty. They're less colorful. They're less fun. Now you sort of have to go into the walls of the maze, because if you don't, Davy's just not going to continue speaking, and you're just going to be sitting there forever in complete silence. Now, of course, when we press enter this time, now the bridge appears, and now we can continue on our merry way forward. Of course, trying your best to b-hop wherever you can. Gotta get all the speed that you can get. Now there's a 6-digit code you're supposed to guess here, but the code is the same every time. It's just 151617. And Davy, puts the code on the floor so you can solve the puzzle, but you can actually key it in before that happens. And now, of course, the level is just completely impossible, because the switch to open the door is on the other side of the door. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 puzzles and you make it here, you're just like, you're stuck here. This is the end of the game. Now, Davy is reiterating my point up at the top with the subtitles, but I'm saying it so that you can, for one, I'm the voice you can hear, and 2, I do it in a much better way than Davy. I do it in a way that makes this whole experience funny and pleasurable for your viewing eyes and ears to witness glory. Now from here it's just like a lot of stairs. There's really just like a lot of nothing. It's possible to get some like crazy b-hops through here though. You can build up some crazy momentum. I'm just not good enough at b-hopping to, be able to do that. I'll see, like here, you can like get a bit of speed before these stairs. Then what I like to do is just b-hop around this corner. Try to get all the speed that I can. Now here's where the part where we learned that Coda is a day 1 crash out demon, and he crashes out at Davy. And the first time I played this game is like, why, what's with all the rage? Why are you crashing out? Why are you mad, bro? There's no reason to be mad, it's just a game. But Davey was here, and he was at fault for this whole thing. Because he was the one that showed his Coda's games to the public, and now he's the villain. He's the bad guy. That's essentially what we learn here. Now this is essentially the end of the level. The end of the level is practically in this room. So I'm just gonna skip to the next level because this part is really boring. All right, now we're at the epilogue, which is possibly the longest level in the game. But it's a very open level. It's very open and nice and bright and sunshiny, and there's a train. The environment is all pleasant in that, and I really like that. Let's talk about something while I complete the end of this level here, shall we? How many of you guys heard that Ozzy Osbourne died? I'm expecting a lot of you, definitely. Ozzy Osbourne was a really famous person. Now, admittedly, I don't listen to much of his music myself, but whenever I did listen to his music, I most definitely enjoyed it. I have a friend of mine, an online friend, who met him in real life. He said that Ozzy was a really cool person to meet, and I wish I could have met him, but you know, it's unfortunate. But life goes on. Oh yeah, and also Hulk Hogan died. I don't really have anything to say about Hulk Hogan. Now it's here we can turn up the volume again and listen to the nice music, which there's not really any music. It's just the wind. So, but hey, at least we get background audio. Now we just gotta wait for this manure to pile up high enough so we can jump into the next room. We're almost at the end. We're almost there. Come on. And time. We did it. We completed the beginner's guide. The beginner's guide to what? I don't fucking know. But sometimes that's okay. Because in the end, what we were really looking for was a big empty space to hop in. Yep, that's right. The purpose of this game was not to reconcile with old friends, you know, perhaps learn from our mistakes. But what we really came here for was to bunny hop in the free, empty darkness and infiniteness of space, where we can build as much speed as we want and not stop jumping. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the beginner's guide. Thank you for watching. If you made it to this part of the video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment if you want to see more. And that's it. I will see you next week with another video. Stay positive. Stay hydrated. Yeah. That's it. Thank you for watching. Peace out.